What is up, chaotic community? We are the Param Alliance, and today we're going to be going through the Danian Mugic. So, without further ado, let's
Yep.
get into it.
All right. Adaptive progression. Cost of 2, negate target elemental attack.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's again a little situational.
Yeah.
Uh, so it has to be at least a C, but I'm going more like a B on this.
Yeah. And so I should start off with saying that, right, between the two of us, I am the Danian player. I play Danian almost all the time. I dabble in some others, but yes, if things go wrong on today's list, I'll be taking the brunt of the heat for it. And so I can say yes, it's good. I don't know that I've ever really played it to with the Danians, you kind of need your music counters. You can get a lot from the queen if you're playing with Alexia, but I'm not sure that this is the thing to really probably spend them on. I would agree. It's somewhere between B and C. Uh
Right, but it's two to do that.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's probably in the B category, just because you are negating
Yeah.
target elemental attack, which has to be elemental, which
Yeah,
for two,
almost all of them have some element, associated. You're right. There's some that don't, but
there's some that don't. I agree with you. There's a lot that do, which is why I would probably put it in the
yeah,
B-ish category. And I for the
it's
two
probably
music
yeah.
counters,
Mhm.
like two's a lot, but not Danians get a lot of music.
Yeah, but like I said, we'll see. There's a lot of other things to spend them on. I would say it's going to end up being a very low B.
Below
Uh,
B. Would you put it in the C category? I mean, being a B,
I would maybe probably put it in a C, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll put it there because that's
okay,
really there's a lot better other options I think that are cheaper than that.
that's fair.
But we'll see. Yeah, I would say it's probably somewhere between a low B and a high C.
Fair enough.
Okay, Ancestral Anthem. Cost is
Ooh.
0. Remove a creature in your general discard pile from the game. If you do, activate the hive.
I do like
Oh
this,
boy, yeah.
but
What
Danians getting rid of their discard pile is actually bad for them.
it's really that's what's tough is that yeah,
Like,
so
a
many
free activate the hive.
free activate the hive is amazing. There are so many whether you're talking about, Ebna or Ivalan or Elhad, um there's so many ones Machinaz that you don't want to remove. But
Right.
there are some that you can. The problem is, yeah, most of those ones that you're going early are normally the ones that you want to be there. It's still good though. Yeah, you just kind of have to build a deck around that. I'm gonna say, yeah, it's somewhere between a B and an A. Um, because it is only just once. So, but one turn does. I'll go ahead. It's probably a really low A,
Okay.
just because it's free.
Sure.
But it's definitely not for every army, but it is good.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
with you. I'm with you on that.
Coral of Appreciation, cost of 2, sacrifice unengaged Mandiblar creature. If you do, return target Danian creature from your play where the Mandiblar was. If you control and Danian creatures, return it to an unoccupied space instead. Okay,
Like, this is a
so
perfect example of how Ancestral Anthem would mess up this one. Now, two different strategies for sure.
right, yeah. There's also quite a few ways, like Talisman of a Mandiblor.
Yeah, that one too.
This is pretty much Talisman the Mandiblor, the Mugic.
The music.
Um,
And for two, I think bringing back a Mandiblor by sacrificing a Mandiblor, an unengaged one. I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't know of a
no,
whole lot
no.
of
So okay,
like.
so it's sacrifice an unengaged Mandiblor to bring back a target Danian. So it doesn't have to be a Mandiblor that you bring back. So that's actually it could be, but it doesn't have to be there. But the majority of good fighters, although not all, are Mandiblors. Nimi is probably the best target for this Mugic. If you're not doing a Mandiblore, other
Mm.
ones, Draz is always a good fighter. Hydrome is good. Um,
So
um,
where do you rank something like this with two Mugic bringing back a Danian for any Mandalore sacrificed?
it's definitely between A or B. For me personally, I would probably use Talisman and Mandiblore in place of this and save the Mugic to use for something else.
Sure.
But it's still
But it is
really
very good.
so
I
it
think it
is
has to be in the
very
A
good. All
category for
right.
its
I
versatility.
it is yeah. I'll probably say that's fair. It's very good.
I don't know if I can let you throw this in a B.
Yeah, I know. It's like the underworld one to bring two back to bring back somebody we had as S tier, and it's probably well deserved. It's just a far more common thing with Danians to be able to do.
Well, that one brought one up back for free. This is a trade.
That's true. That's true.
Good trade, but it's a trade nonetheless.
Yeah.
Um, okay, cool. I think I like that.
Course of the Hive. Here's your our basic cost to one activate the Hive.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you don't like about this. I
Yeah,
don't know where you rank it, but I would say it has to be at least a B or
it's
so.
it's I would
Maybe
probably
a C
say
just
it's a B or
because.
C. So my only thing is if you're going to be activating the Hive, you probably want to be doing it consistently. So your consistent ways of doing it is using Course of the Hive, cost to one, activate the Hive.
Yeah, I mean, sounds pretty good.
Yep, a lot, not every, but a lot of strategies around the Dadians involve activating the Hive. Um, this is good, right? This is your average. This is your baseline, right? Ancestral Anthem gets it for free, but it costs you something from your discard pile. This just costs you a Mugic.
Right.
My only issue with it is that you're probably going to want to activate your Hive to get your abilities most turns. I would say probably on all your turns, if not your and the opponent's turns. And so this gets you once, and you're probably going to want it at least four times in a
Sure.
match. So that would mean probably the queen is a better option, or Elna is definitely um a very consistent way of being able, right? He is if he's in the discard pile, it automatically becomes active. But if you're supplementing, something like Mount Pillar with this, that's not a bad way to go. Um,
Sure.
I'll say maybe it's going to end up being somewhere like a low B,
Maybe even a C in this
maybe
case, just
even a
because of the
C.
utility. Like it's there.
Yeah,
It's like situational. Like if you're using this to activate the hive, you're
yeah,
saying like it's okay, but this is probably not the way you want to
right. There's
activate
probably
the hive.
more efficient ways to do it if you're doing it all the time. Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, if you're running a queen, you would never play this. This would never be in
Sure.
any deck with a queen.
Sure. Yeah,
Um,
I agree. I agree with that.
but
Okay. Elemental Ordanian elemental coral.
yes. Okay. Target creatures gain all elemental types your creatures have.
I like it. I don't love it. Um, I think it's again in that
hmm
situational range where you've lost your elements and you're trying to give them back, or you've expended elements and you want to just expend again.
Yeah.
Kind of where I see this fitting in. So it has a place. It's got a C-ish ranking for me. Um, yeah, that's kind of where I lie.
Yeah, it's good, but yeah, it's kind of like a consistency recovery play. And there's
Yeah.
probably the newest version of Tassinel probably does it a little cheaper.
Well, but you can't
Oh,
always know when some other strategy you're playing against is going
right,
to steal your elements.
right, yep.
So like you have to be
Um,
playing that creature. Whereas in this one, you can just run this Mugic and be covered.
Yeah.
I
So it's
again, it's
probably
situational.
yeah,
Probably a
it's
C,
yeah, probably a situational C. Yep.
maybe even a B. But a
Yeah, it's
situational
because
C
it
is
gets you
fine
it
for
does get
me.
you multiple ones, but
Right. It is whatever you have. So if you've got guys that have fire, earth, and
yeah.
water, you're gonna get fire, earth, and water.
Right. You get hit with the elemental denial and they could blow away two or three things. You can get them all back instantly. Um,
Yep.
so it's, yeah, it's good, but it is situational. Yeah, it's somewhere
I
in
think
there.
C is,
It's,
C is fine.
yeah.
Yeah, C is. Yeah, we'll
Uh,
put it in the C category.
see. Yeah. Okay. Domestic hive him. Cost of one. Target creature gains 10 energy. If the hive is active, that creature gains an additional 10 energy. So it's a one that gets you 20.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good. Probably B level good. Heal
Yeah.
20. I can't really say no to that. Obviously, you're only going to be running this Mugic when you have a way to activate
Yes.
the hive consistently,
Yeah.
and on a cheaper way of doing it outside of your Mugic.
Which is probably going to be Elna. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
normally if yeah the most consistent way to get the hive on
yeah, that
cheap.
makes sense.
But
Yeah,
it's
I
good.
think it's good.
But yeah, it's very good. Um,
Yeah, I like it.
or Draining Dirge for cost of one, just heal 15, but it's got to be a Mandiblore. Which most of your fighting people are Mandiblores. Not all, but most.
Yeah, I'd say this is okay. 15 is low. As far as like when you look at the overworld, they have about 20 to 25,
Yeah,
sometimes even 30 that they're healing. To heal 15 for one is it's good. It's good.
yeah,
Mandiblores are pretty much everything with the hive. I know the
yep.
hive.
With the
Danian.
Danians, yeah. Yeah, I think it's probably kind of like a low medium B. There's just a few other things that get you a little bit more value, but yeah, it's
I could
not
even
bad.
see it in the C category, but I would put it in a low B.
Yeah. Elemental counterpoint, cost of one. Target attack deals 10 less damage for each elemental type that attack has.
I actually like this. I don't know if you do, but I do like it. Again, kind of going off the first one where it was talking about like negating elemental damage. I kind of put it in the same line when you negate it. There's a lot of two element attacks, and one is just negating 10. Okay, that's not that great. Negating 20 though, that's pretty good. Three is not as common. I'd again put it in the B-ish category for the very good situational.
Yeah, so this kind of serves the same purpose as adaptive progression,
Yeah.
except it doesn't get rid of everything, but it is cost half as much. Yeah, I would say maybe we're looking at a B.
Yeah, because the other one costs two, right?
Yeah, the other one costs two.
This is only going to cost one to
One, but it
prob
doesn't
maybe do
doesn't
the same,
necessarily
right?
take out everything. Yeah, it's yeah yeah. I would say yeah. I'm thinking around a B. Um, uh,
An argument could be made for C,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
but I think we'll go a little high than low here.
Yeah. Elemental Algae uh, costs one target creature loses elemental type of your choice. If that creature has no elemental types, it cannot move instead.
At least it's got some utility. Like, hey, at least if they have no element, it can do something, right? And I like the not being able to move aspect, the ability of kind of having creatures with no element. A lot of creatures have elements. Yeah, this is good.
It's very good. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the A category. It's
Yeah.
actually yeah to be able. So I mean, this is kind of more consistent, right? This one 10 less for each elemental type. Doing that, you know what? Maybe I really should drop that down to C because doing 10 less for an elemental type or just taking away the elemental type for the rest of the fight, like
Yeah. That's a
it's
fair point.
yeah, maybe even that should be down there. Yeah,
All right.
just because how really good that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Empowering Encore. Target creature gains all elemental types of creatures you have in the general discard pile. You'll notice that in the Danians, there's a lot of reoccurring themes of very similar things. So this is very much like Danian Element Coral, right? Except this one gets you all the ones of the creatures you have. This gets you all the ones that are in your discard pile.
Yeah, and it costs one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah.
You know, you lose your elements. Again, another way to get your elements back, whether it's in the middle of the game,
Yeah,
you have a way at the
this
beginning of
this
the
one,
game.
yep, this one works better in the beginning. This one works better later. Yep,
I think it's in the same line.
it's in the same. I would say exactly in the same. Yep. Hive Unsung. Okay, so cost is 0. Deactivate the Hive. As
Mhm.
Hive Unsung is played, its caster can pay a Mugic counter. If they do, return Hive Unsung to your hand when it resolves.
So again, I'm not a Danian player
Yeah.
at all. I don't know why we would want to turn the hive off.
See, normally whatever effects you have, you're going to have beforehand. So to me, what it looks like, unless I'm missing a specific character, um, is that you would probably be using this in a Danian versus Danian match, but it would need to be a Danian versus Danian match where you're doing a non-hive team and the other person is doing a hive team, which
Mm.
I would say there are probably more hive teams than non, but I definitely have, a matter of fact, some of my favorite builds, maybe my favorite build, which we'll be talking about shortly, is a non-hive team. Um,
Yeah. So where do you rank this?
yeah, but see, is yeah, and so this is the
It's
really the
only
one.
good in the mirror match,
It's
you know?
good in only good in a mirror match, and so I this is literally the one I spent the most time thinking about ahead of time because this is the one I really had to think, what is it, the point of this? And even that, when you have a mirror match and somebody who is planning on turning it on the hive, given that you have the queen or you're using Elna, which does it for free, like you're turning it off once. And if you're
Mm.
spending Mugic counters, you can do it multiple times. Your team, I could tell you, for teams that don't use the hive, are normally don't have as many Mugic counters sitting around to be spent on other things.
Yeah.
For that reason, yeah, I would say I think that this is probably an F. I
Oh,
don't
an
believe
F.
I've ever run it. Um, yeah,
Okay.
it at
I was
most
gonna say D,
it
but
it
you
would
know
at
what? Put it in
most
the F category.
it would
Yeah.
be at most be a D. But I'll be honest with you, just because even in a mirror match, I think you'd be better off doing something that allows you for you to be more consistent than try to mess with their consistency because they can just turn it back on. Because they probably have. It's
Yeah. You don't need to convince me.
infectious melody, cost of 2, infect up to 2 target uninfected creatures. This is
So
the
this is good, but for 2 Mugic,
this is the baseline infection card. Um,
you would say paying 2 to infect 2 is is good?
this is the baseline. I'm not saying that it's good. A matter of fact, there's another card. There's another music we're going to look at that makes this card pretty much useless. I would say there's never a reason to use this one over the other one.
Okay.
And even that, even this, it's just
So you're saying somewhere in the D category.
yeah. If the other one didn't exist, this is one of the ways, one of the essential ways. If you're not trying to spend creatures in your army to be able to infect people, it's the main thing to probably do. But yeah, I would say, given that there's another one that makes this pointless effectively, then yeah, I would probably say that it's probably a D.
Okay.
Uh,
Take your
intense,
word on that.
yeah, intense polyphony. Cost of 2, activate the hive. The caster pays 2 less Mugic counters to play this Mugic if the engaged creature you control has taken 15 or more attack damage during this turn.
So I see a plus here, but I see two minuses.
That
Minus one, number one is you have to activate a hive after you've already taken damage,
mm-hmm.
right? So you've already either done one of your attacks without the hive on, or you've taken damage without the hive on. I see that as a pretty bad drawback. Unless that doesn't matter for the hive being activated
It it
immediately
it
upon
it
like
it depends. It depends what character you're using. A lot of the ones that are there, when you turn on the hive, it's you gain energy, like Hydrum, like Nimi. Although Nimi's you'd want for stats too, if you
right.
whatever. But I would say, given that it's effectively a zero, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and
Yeah.
I would say it has less drawbacks than removing somebody from your deck. I would say it's probably. I would
So
say
high
it's. I
speed,
would.
maybe in the B.
I think I run this more than I run Ancestral Anthem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Then yeah, then I guess it's good.
yeah. It's good. It's not ideal, but a free way to turn on the hive is pretty ideal. Um,
Even if it is taking damage first.
even if you're just taking one first, because like you said, really, I would say lately the hive person I use the most is Hydrome, which is gives you heal deal 15. Well, actually, sorry, it's and gain
Yeah.
and effectively intimidate 10 15 energy. I
Okay.
don't really care if that's after an attack or not. There are other ones.
Okay.
There are some that it matters and there's some that it
Yeah, no,
doesn't.
that
But
that's awesome. Yeah, I think that's good. I
but,
mean, maybe
but
situational.
yeah, but so this is probably not my main way of turning on the hive, but if I know there's a round where I'm okay because of my attack cards to take the hit first, that's probably when I'm using this. It's not I don't want to go to this every time, but to save myself a counter, then yeah, it's part of it for me.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
part
say
of
it's a
the
high B, but you can leave it in the A because you're the Danian guy.
yeah yeah. Um, Catharaz's yes, cacophony. There we go.
That's how
Uh,
you say that.
yeah, cost of 1. Heal 5 damage to your engaged creature for each elemental type it has. If you control only Danian creatures, also deal 5 damage to opposing engaged creature for each elemental type it has.
So yeah, so we've talked about how there's other music to play to gain elements.
Hmm.
Danians usually have about two. Some have three, but not many. So this is effectively a heal 10, deal 10.
Yes.
It's 20. I think it's how often do you play this?
Uh, as we're gonna see, the Danians have a lot of heal deal options.
Which I like heal deal options.
this
I put it in the same
this
like B-ish A
Yeah,
category.
that's
But
kind of where this is probably the one
I
I
think it's a little
used.
weaker.
This is the one I probably used the least out of them all. There aren't a
You think
huge
B?
amount of Danians that really have 3 elements. There are some. A matter of fact, it's way more common to have 1 than to have 2
Oh, really?
even. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
um
then for me, this is probably it's good. So I think you should throw it in the B category.
yeah, but this is probably, of all the heal deals that we're about to go through, which there are several, this is probably the one I use the least. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Melody of Parasitic Mayhem, cost of 1, infect target uninfected engaged creature. If the hive is active, uninfect all creatures controlled by an opponent and deal 5 damage to target engaged creature for each creature uninfected this way.
So you're essentially infecting to uninfect if the hive is activated. So it's a just infect for one for one. If hive is on, you do stuff. Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna refer to you on this one. I think
it
it's probably a C, but that could be because I don't know what I don't know.
yeah, so your most efficient way of infecting a large amount of people, which is what you want to do for this, infect as many as you can. Well, if you want to do it early, is to use Tabal, and um, that's you would use that, and you would use, oh boy, I can't even think of what the name of it is. The generic Mugic that gives you your brainwash ability. Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, So you're spending a lot, and even with that, you have to sacrifice creatures. So if you sacrifice somebody else and himself, then you'd spend 2 people, and you would infect 6. If you use his 2 counters on him to infect people first, then it would be 8. But you'd have to give up 2 creatures, 2 Mugics, 2 Mugic counters,
Sounds horrible.
a whole bunch of stuff, and then playing this would get you like uh what did I say, 8, so maybe it would get you like 40. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you're
or
telling me
or
this is
or you just do it really late and you're infecting people one at a time, but I mean then you're waiting to like with Amblocks, and then maybe you could do a 20 for one, but you would have to do it much later, which normally your most fiercest fights are in the beginning. That's probably the better way to use this.
so so to me it's pretty low.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
it is
low.
just a one for one infect target uninfected creature that's engaged.
Once
If
again,
one if
we're two Mugics away from a better way to infect people.
okay.
So using it just for its infection ability is definitely not. Yes, I like the utility that it's there, but
Yeah.
like if you're decking this, you're using it for its damage causing ability, which
So you're saying it's probably a C because of how situational it is,
yeah, you could build a deck
or even
around.
a
You could.
D.
You're right. It's situational. You could build a deck around it. You could use probably if it was me, I would be using amp blocks, and I'm planning on doing this like 20 damage in round 4. That's
Yeah.
that's probably the better way to use this. But to be honest with you, there's yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put in D because you know what? I would rather do heal deal 10 than do 15 or 20 deal. And yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in D for me. That's a lot
Yeah.
to get there, but yeah, I had to
I'm
think
with you
about
on
it
that
all
100.
myself. Okay. Um Mindproof March.
This
Okay.
is amazing.
Mindproof March. I have to figure out for myself where to put it. I'll tell you, is my favorite Mugic in the game. Period. I'm not saying it's
So
necessarily the best. It is my favorite Mugic to build a deck around. I make many Mindproof March armies. It is my
I,
favorite by
yeah.
far.
No, I think it is it's really good. It's two music, which, costs a lot, but golly, for what it does, I mean, it can swing the game 50 probably very easily, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
like not even hard in the beginning of the game to swing a match 50 points, right? I think it's S tier.
Ye-
Um, Now the only reason why I would put it in the A, the only reason is because it's very situational to the use of water element. But I don't think that matters.
yeah,
I think it's amazing when you go against a mindproof march and you got to overcome the fact that you've healed 25 and I got dealt 25. That's not easy.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the only reason. Yeah, I'm between S and A. Yes, it is absolutely amazing. Like when we first came back, this is like the first deck I built, and I just like mowed over like uh, a KO the Fierce deck that is doing like fire 20 every turn just by double mind
Wow.
proofing marching through him. Like I just went over top with him because right in this you're probably at least so. What is the second most common thing? Earth is the easiest one to have. Um, you're going to want to have at least bare minimum 4 Danians that have water in your army to be able to really run this. I would
Yeah.
say
He'll deal 20.
probably 5, and probably the queen would be Queen Alexia would probably be the one. There's a couple other options, even the new queen, where I could say justifying running it as your non-water option, because there's a lot of people who have just water, and it'd be nice for them to have earth. Um,
Mm.
yeah, you're right. It's like my favorite thing to build an army from. So maybe it should be yes. And like I said, I can build the so and it's even sorry, I didn't even talk about half the things of why this is so amazing. So it's heal 5 damage to target creature. It's not even engaged creature.
Yeah.
Um and so this is how I used to play this back in the day, back when we were on actual chaotic site. And so I would build this and I would be healing 25 to 30 to my person, and I would be dealing 25 or 30 to their muges in the back. So I only use the healing part for my active fight, and I use the dealing part for some other to target some other person. And I can, putting two of them together, I can heal the
Yeah.
60 to guarantee my fight wins, and he definitely take somebody else out with the other 50 or 60. And when I mix it with Alm Quad or um, Song of Symmetry, right? I can actually deal those numbers up to like 90 or 100 heal deal. It's well, the Song of Symmetry, I that has to be target engaged, but you can just absolutely pound so much damage from this. Yeah, you're right. Thank you for talking me into it. I was trying to not get
I
emotional.
think you did
I was trying to
that
not get
yourself.
emotional about it and be like, let me be reasonable and say it's not S. But yes, I've talked myself back into it. It is my favorite music in the whole game from all the tribes put together. Are some of the other tribes have better music? Probably, but it is my favorite one in the game, and so
I think it's
go ahead and call me out for it if you want. I'm putting it in S tier. I
I'm not
do.
arguing with
It is my easily my favorite music in the whole game.
that.
Ode to Obscurity. Okay, here it is. So here's
I know
the
you like this one a lot too, right?
well, this is the other way to infect people. So cost of X, infect X uninfected creatures. If you control a non-Danian creature, infect another X uninfected creatures.
Oh wow.
So yes. So if you're doing a mixed tribe, or if you're using, I believe, I'm a little iffy 50-50 on the rules where general standard comes in for this. I've read that it's supposed to work, although when I've tried it on Recode, it didn't. So I actually, the rules I've looked up said it should be with general standards, so you could still run an all Danian team. But anyway, at the very least, right? Our infectious melody, right, which costs a 2, infects 2. Ode to Obscurity, you could spend 2 to infect 2. So it's the exact same thing. Or you could have the option of just spending 1 to infect 1. Or you could spend 3 to infect 3. Or if you have a non-Danian, then you could get double that value. Ode to Obscurity makes infectious melody irrelevant. There's no reason to ever play it.
That makes sense.
Unless you need a third infection card, which if you're doing that, then you need some other way to infect people. Like you need to use an Amblox, you need to be using a
Yeah.
Tabal. Um, but
Yeah.
if you're
I
if
think you're right.
if you're
This
using
card definitely
Mugic,
makes.
if you're using Mugic for infection, this is the card to use.
Yep, agreed. So that makes the other one a D easily. Now, I don't know if
Yeah,
that makes this one an A tier or anything like that,
right.
but it definitely makes it a C or a B.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say a B. This is probably, do I run this index when I'm doing an infection? Yes, sometimes. Um, it's probably, yeah, I'll go ahead and put in B. Yeah, I would probably use amp blocks or use Tabal over this, but this is still, if you're not, if you don't want to chew up your army, this is still, it's a good option. It depends how much infection you need to do.
Yeah.
If you're just running Draz because you just want yourself infected, this is perfectly fine. If you're using it for Wama Hive Ordnance, then it may not be enough for you, and you'll want to use another creature to do it. It kind of all depends. Yeah, it's, I would say B's fair. It depends on how much infection you want to do. What is it you're trying to accomplish with it?
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Purge Dirge, cost
Yeah,
it.
this is interesting to me. It
Cost of
costs a
3.
3.
Yeah. Deal 5 damage to target creature for each Mandiblor you control and each infected creature in play. Then uninfect all creatures.
Dude, again, I'm looking at this and I'm like, for 3, but if you're playing the queen, right? She's
Mhm.
gonna be getting Mugic for every Mandiblor. I guess that's every Mandiblor that goes to the grave.
That's true,
So,
but when I think when the hive's on, her music counters count as Mandiblors you have, so it kind of evens out. Even when they go, they're still
oh,
there. Yeah.
I think this is, I think it's A tier,
You think this is
but
A tier?
I yeah, like the situationalness of it maybe takes it down slightly, but just think about it. If you are dealing 5 damage for each Mandiblor, and you're doing it with infected creatures, you can eat for 3 Mugic. You can easily do about 30 plus. I sorry, not 30. Like 50 damage in a single hit. Because you can infect pretty like again. Maybe it's situational, and I'm thinking situationally, but yeah, I think you can hit 40 to 50 damage early on. Now it is 3 Mugic counters, but if you're using the
It's
queen,
the 3 music counter, right? But if you're using all your music counters who are on the queen, which the queen starts off with 2, you would already need one, and then to infect that many people and that fast to use this,
I
yeah,
guess that is true.
you would need to use, Tabal, which is going to be,
Another character, a
right. You're
creature
going to
that you
have
have
to
to use.
sacrifice 2 characters,
You're limiting
but they're
your
going to be
army.
going, yeah, you're eliminating your army to do it and spending
Yeah.
your music counters. So
And just on
we'll
the outside
say you
looking in,
get
I'm like,
all
man, this was
6.
good.
So I would say maybe the best you could accomplish after you're spending your counters and doing all this, maybe you could get to
It's not an
10.
A.
Yeah,
So it's not an A, just based off the
yeah,
cost,
maybe
right?
you
Is
could
what
use
you're saying.
50. Yeah, yeah. I don't, no, it's definitely not an A. It just costs so much. Like if I'm doing this, just give me the 2 mine proof marches and let me do heal deal 50 or 60 off those.
So are you also saying it's not even a B?
I don't think it's even a B. I never run there's
Wow.
not that many people that have 3. I mean the queen can get 3 easily,
Well, and that's
but
kind of what I'm thinking is how easily the queen gets Mugic and how this could pop off a lot of damage. That being said, I do understand what you're saying. You do have to get to 3 Mugic on her. You do have to have situations in place for it. Like people have to be infected. You still have to have Mandiblors either on the field or the hive has to be activated to count the Mugic on the queen as Mandiblors. Like I get the situationalness of it now.
yeah.
So that can talk me off the ledge from an A. But you're even saying not even a B. You would make it more of a C. Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to put this down in C. I think 3 just costs too much. At 2, I would probably run it. Or I would at least give it a whirl, but 3 is just a bit too much for me.
Yeah, for sure. Okay,
Re-
I'm with you on that.
Refrain of Denial. Cost of 1, negate target overworld or underworld music.
I think it's good. A lot of overworld, situational, but I put it in the B-ish A category.
Yeah, I actually run this fairly often, even though I don't know what I'm going into. Yeah, it takes care of half of them.
Well, and
and for
There is a
one.
lot of Mepedians, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say it's probably a low A. Yeah, of the situational cards that we've talked about across this whole series, which I normally put in C's, given how cheap this is and how much wider its effect is than on most of the refrain denials. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in an A, but maybe a very low A.
Yeah, okay.
Rhythms of Rage, boy, this is I got to figure out for myself where this is going to be because this will be the one I get roasted over because this is a very common card to run.
Well,
Cost,
it's good. It's just you gotta have like
yeah,
X, Y. You have to have like a million things
yes,
going for you. It's like, oh,
yes,
if you have a Mandalore,
yeah.
if the Hive
Yeah, let
activated,
me let me
if
re-
an
let me read it
infection.
first. Yeah, cost of 2. Target Mandibular creature gains Outperform Courage 5. It's infected, gains Earth 5, and the Hive is active. It also gains 15 energy. So you need an enormous amount of conditions. These conditions also pair up really well with Draz and with several other characters. Um,
Yeah, I think because of its pairing, it
yeah,
is an A tier music.
that's where I'm probably putting it. Yeah. It's
Like, I don't think it's S tier because it does have
it's
situations
so
to it. Like,
much you
like,
have
like the
to
Mepedian
spend
one
into.
just gives it to you, right?
It's like, hey, here's 3 and boom, it's for 1. Right. This costs 2 and I have 3 conditions to get all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely A, and it's a pretty high A, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
not resorting these. Sorry, guys, but yeah, I realized that this would be a very high A.
Yep. Fair enough. Rocky Refrain.
Rocky Refrain. Cost of 2. Target engaged creature gains 5 energy for each elemental type the opposing engaged creature has. If the caster of this Mugic has Earth, the target creature gains an additional 5 energy for each elemental type the opposing engaged creature has.
Hmm.
Okay, so
So my first
if they
initial
have
for like,
2, it gets you 10. If the caster has Earth, it gets you 20. In that case,
so why I like this a little more
cost of 2.
is because it says gain and not heal.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use it and put it pretty much anywhere. Um, Gain energy and not have to heal. Again, it's still two Mugic. You're talking about probably having two uh elements on the opposing creature. You're gaining 20 energy. I like it. I would still probably put it in the B-ish category.
Yeah, it's somewhere between a low B and a high C, I guess, for me. Uh,
I mean, question for you, if you ever play it?
no, I don't think I have.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I still think there's cheaper ways to get more energy for the Danians than a cost of 2. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put it down in the C's.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe like a higher C,
Yeah, it
but
would
not
probably be a little
necessarily.
higher than these. Like, sorry guys, I can't
You're
reorder
just not gonna reach for
real
it. I get it. I
quickly.
get it.
Um, Song of Encompassing, cost of 1. Creatures you control gain creature type Mandiblore in addition to their other types. Uh,
It seems very good, but to pay for something
hmm.
like this for one time, I don't know if I want to rely on this as
Yeah.
a strategy.
So, right, most of your fighters you use are Mandiblores. The most notable one would be Nimi. And I
Yeah.
could see why you would want to maybe add Mandiblore to Nimi if you're using Elhad or Macanaz or Ivalan. I still wouldn't use this then. I if like that would be very legitimate wanting to add Mandiblore to him, which in case I would probably be using Crown of Mandiblore.
Right, right. I was thinking the same. So it almost feels like a D or an F.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'll say a D because like maybe if you're pumping that card, if that's your play, which is using Nimi for pretty much all your fights, which that's probably what you would be do if you're using Macanus and all those other ones, then um it would involve you keeping Crown and Mandibulor on. So maybe you set this up as, here's what happens if they remove my Crown and Mandibulor. Although I imagine that they would do that first turn,
Yeah.
which means you would need quite a lot of these. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably put in D. I won't say F, but
No, I agree with the D category.
Song of Mandibulor, cost of 1. Target creature gains 5 courage, 5 courage, power, wisdom, and speed for each Danian creature in play.
It's okay. I like it. I mean, you're talking about maybe having like in the beginning, you've got probably 6.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get 30 of everything.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, I run this in a couple of my stat ones that I normally plan on boosting their stats with Ivalan, but I use this before Ivalan goes to the discard. Yeah,
30 for each too. It's not like that stupid one that like
yeah,
gives you a
20,
situational
20
like, hey,
for
you get 20
wisdom
in
and
power.
5 for power, or yeah,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is.
Like
Yeah,
at least it's
those
giving you
a cost of 1 and you get like 30 to everything. Yeah, is
yeah.
not, that is a far more reasonable um use of it. I'll probably say maybe it's a B, although it's really, yeah, I'll say it's a B. Somewhere in the B's. I'm not sure where in the B's. I actually do run that in a couple armies.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, a B, maybe. Yeah, a B.
Yeah, it's definitely
I'm a,
not a C. You could almost sell me on the low A.
I was
Um,
actually gonna sell you on the low A, but I've landed in B. You're just looking at A's to see
yeah,
what it compares with.
yeah. Hmm.
I think it's a B. We can keep it in a B.
Yeah, it's between those two. Yeah, it's either a very high
High.
B or a very low A. It's kind of straddling there. It would be it very much depends on what kind of army I'm making. I'm not putting it in there every time, but if I'm doing a stat one, then yeah, yeah. Like I said, I have armies that have this right now. It's
I
good.
think it's good.
Song of Resilience. Cost of 1. If the target creature has fire, it gains fireproof, airproof, earthproof, and waterproof.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like this.
Yeah, it's got to be whatever you have matches whatever they have, and then
Yeah, if it was like, hey, you get to get proof 10 of whatever the opponent has, it would be S tier.
yeah, like your best thing is probably you're using one of the few, like if you're using what's his name, Maine, or if you're using Nimi, you're
Yeah,
using
man.
one of those ones that has air and water and earth, and you're going against maybe a Mepetian that has air and earth, so you would get 20.
Sure.
Feels feels
Because if
like
you're
feels
going
like there's a
against,
lot more consistent ways to get 20 energy in the Danians than this.
and
Yeah, I'm fine with somewhere in the C's. Yeah, I wouldn't put it in a B.
you run it? You ever run it?
Nope.
You never run it?
Mm-mm.
Maybe it is a D.
Yeah, maybe. Yep. You're trying.
Okay.
I'm saying
Like it's
I
good.
still haven't gotten to all the other. They're coming up very shortly. All the much better like healing and energy options that they have. We've covered Mindproof March, but there are still others.
Sure.
Song of Resistance, cost of 2, damage dealt by attacks to the caster is reduced by 5. No, no.
For 2? I guess it's the whole round.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's okay.
This is this is like those ones that give you lower fire damage, except you get it to all attacks, which getting to all attacks is pretty high. Cost of 2. So let's see. I go 4,
Like it's good.
5.
Do
It's
you
good.
play it?
I don't think that I have. People just hit so hard. Like it's hard to stick around for long enough to get over that for a cost of
I
2.
That's kind of where my thought is going exactly. Where you're like, oh, you're preventing 5 every attack, or I could just for use other things to heal
Mm-hmm.
more, or heal more, if not the same amount.
Yeah, I don't hate it though. There's
Yeah, no, I
probably
don't,
some,
I don't hate
yeah,
it either.
some better slow play things. I'll put it in a C.
Sure.
Song of Surprise, Surprisal. Yeah, cost
I
of
like
one.
this one.
Target
Yeah, I like
creature
it a lot.
gains range and swift one.
I think it's an A for sure.
Yeah, ranged swift is pretty good to get into the back lines. Sure,
Yeah.
sure. I don't know that I use it all that much. It's so much easier and a lot of times more effective to use your queen, give everybody defender, and kind of control who you want to do the fighting that way. I know it's a little bit different than giving somebody range and swift, but yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think it's an A.
Yeah. Like if it was swift 2, then it might be an S.
Well, yeah, I mean, now you're going back there, right?
Yeah, you're getting in deep with that, but yeah, okay. Song of Symmetry. Here we go. So we've gotten to the baseline finally of this concept of heal deal, right? Target engaged creature gains 10 energy, deal 10 damage to another target engaged creature. So it has to be the engaged creatures,
Yeah,
which is
that's still good.
the limiting factor of it. But still, yeah, it's you know, it's I take half of a Song of Resurgence and half of a Canon of Casualty and smack them together and get a Song of Symmetry.
Sure.
Um, yeah, so I would say, yeah, it's probably a B.
A B? Yeah. I can land in the B.
Yeah, there's probably still, it's just because they have kind of a few better, maybe better options. Like this
Oh,
is,
I was even thinking it could be in a C, but I think the B makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
A B. I like it.
Strain of Infection, a cost is
Strain.
0, uninfect up to 3 infected creatures, put a Mugic counter on target Danian creature for each creature uninfected by strain infection this way.
Oh. Hmm.
Uninfect and stack a whole bunch of
Of music.
Mugic.
Yeah, no, I mean, depending on who you put it on, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like this.
there are some interesting things you could do with this. You could put this on. Oh boy, I can't think of. I could see his picture, and I can't think of what his name is right now. The one with 3 that gives element proof for each Mugic counter you have,
Yeah, I don't know who
because
that is, but
you could get
I
like
I think
6
this is
on it.
really good.
It's good. Normally, when I'm infecting people, I kind of want them to stay infected. Um, but
I get that.
there are definitely a couple characters that you could really do some abusive things with this.
Yeah, I think this is an A.
No, no.
To give music counters onto any target Danian just for unaffecting,
All right. So
like
who you going to give the Mugic counters to?
I don't have anybody. But I'm
Okay.
just saying to uninfect. Just uninfect 3 and put music counters into play.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
So if the queen's in play when they're infected, she gets the Mugic counter anyway. Like if they get knocked out while infected.
What I'm saying is you can just essentially for free uninfect 3 and put 3 music counters into play.
I'll
Like I've
be
never played a single Danian match ever. I've never built a single Danian army.
there.
So that's why I'm going with whatever you say. But I'm just looking at this. If I were to build a deck, I'm like, man, to be able to uninfect 3 and put 3 on something, some Danian, I'm like, that's really cool.
It's I understand. So I understand where you're coming from, because like if I had something like our bead where I could load up 3 Mugic counters,
So what?
I become broken. Right. I crack the game wide open.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Um I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a B, but
Okay.
this is one of those things where like one Dania could come out and this could go all the way to like an A or S tier, because it could just create a combo that's absolutely cracked. It's just, to me, I can think of one really good combo, and it's still, maybe I'd want to rather do some other stuff. It's like, instead of instead of uninfecting them and loading up on Mugic counters, maybe I throw a Wama Hive Ordnance and you don't get to have any of your battle gear. Like there's I feel like there's easier ways to more effectively use the infection if you're getting that much out there. It's just I can't think of another really good combo besides low bane to use with it. So yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm good with it being a bay. But hey,
Okay.
by all means, everybody, genuinely, hey, I love to hear different things. Help me build stronger Danian armies because I'm missing something. Trust me, I would love that. Swarm Song costs a 2, deal 15 damage to a target creature, so a slightly weaker form of cannon casualty.
Yeah. I still think it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it in a
Yeah,
B-ish
yeah. We're about to
for
get
one.
yeah. There's yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Song of Similarity, cost of 1, target creature gains 5 to all disciplines for each Mandibular you control and each infected creature in play. Like we saw something very much like this, right? Which was 5 to all disciplines for each Danian.
Yep.
This is not Danians, but it's Mandibulars and infected creatures.
Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
think you can do just about the same with it.
yeah. Maybe it's a little. I think that was this one. Yeah, Song of Mandibular.
Yeah, I'd put it in
Yeah,
the same category.
yeah. I would say it's very similar to that. Okay, Unbalancing Battle Song. Cost of 1. Caster gains 15 energy, and creatures engaged with caster lose 15 energy.
How is that not an S tier?
Yes, this is when I said about there being better options, this is it.
Holy cow.
Yes. Yes.
Just swing the game 30 just 'cause.
So
For
so
one.
for one. Yep.
Wow.
So maybe the deal is that there's really not a whole lot of deal. It's pretty much amazing.
It's amazing.
So the fighters I would be most likely to use this with. Definitely Hydrome, who has one, who when the hive goes on, he gets this same effect again. So that's how people you have to look at this, how this starts to stack. It's like you activate the hive, he gets 15, deal 15. He spends Unbalancing Battle Song, he gets 15, he deals 15. He also has water, so you can mix it in with, a team of 5 that has Mindproof March, and then you get the 25 from that, and
Yeah.
the 50 from 2 of them. So you can get
Oh
up
man,
to like
that's just so
80 or
good.
100. Yeah, it's pretty cracked. There's a few people, and you know what? I think Niquin has one too, and so it's the caster. It's not target, so it even works for him if he doesn't have a battle gear.
No, I like it even at caster. Like even if though it says the caster gains 15 and the engage with the caster loses
Oh
15.
no. I was just saying. So Niquin has untargetable, and so this doesn't target. So it's actually a viable option for him, which is one of your better fighters. I'm saying it's actually a good thing. That it
Oh,
that it
oh,
that it
oh.
doesn't say target. Yeah, for him because
Got,
he's
got it.
probably one of our better fighting Mandiblars.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, I would say regardless. Who do I use? Do I run this? Yeah, right. And who do I use it with? Normally, when I'm doing Hydrome, um, is normally the one who I like to use it the most with. But yeah,
Sure. Why not?
yep.
All right. Last
Last
one.
one, Unisong, cost of 1, target Danny creature gains 10 energy. If the hive is active, it also gains 10 courage for each Danny creature you control.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean it's not busted, but it's for one Mugic. Gosh. I
Yeah,
think
heal 10
I like it.
and 50, 60 to courage for 1.
Yeah, 50, 60. Yeah, that's pretty solid for one.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? B?
Yeah, the only issue is if you start burning through like by activating hive and spending this, you start to burn through a lot of Muji counters really quickly, but I can't say that it's bad. yeah, I would say probably B's fair. Yep.
Yeah, it's nice. Cool. All right. Well, that's the list. Got a pretty decent bell curve going there.
Oh yeah. You know what? I didn't even look at it till now. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah. I
a
just kind
very
of looking at it
similar look
now,
to how the Mepedians kind of looked.
though they
Except we
didn't
do
have any.
actually
Yeah.
have an F. And I think that had more yeah, well, I think there was three.
Yeah, yeah. No,
But yeah,
looking through these Danian Mugic though, I was very surprised on how much healing and dealing they do.
they have a
And
lot. They have a lot of different concepts, but they reuse those concepts quite a lot.
yeah,
You see
yeah.
other cards that look very similar, just situationally different, which
Yep.
is not a bad thing. It lets you kind of fine tune to when you want to play things. Uh, yeah,
Well, and I
I
find that
Yep.
the Danians were really hard to rank because of the three different things they have going for them. It's like you've got the whole like elemental discipline attack stuff, then you've got the hive things, and you've got the infect
Yeah,
things, right?
yeah, they
And so
have
there's like
them.
three different, like it's not just like playing, it's also like managing resources
Yes, yeah,
and managing strategy styles.
yep, yeah. It's that's the thing that makes them challenging, and why their musics are kind of so important and kind of difficult to rank is because a lot of times they are kind of like essential for your strategy to run. Um, Whereas a lot of them, like with Overworld or Underworld, are more like, hey, these just make your great fighters even better.
That's a
And
good point.
if it doesn't go off for yours, it just it's not catastrophic. Like if I'm playing something where I need infection and you shut down my infection source, then the whole deck just doesn't even really run.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. So, but yeah. Anyways, let us know how we
yeah.
did here. What do you think about the Danian Mugic? Are there any strategies that we didn't even mention with certain ones? Would love to hear it. Steve would love to hear it.
Yes, yes. I need
And
all the
use it.
tips. Yep.
But yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, really appreciate that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.